Ignoring your gutters in your home is easy because they're up high, they're out of sight, and if there's not water overflowing out of them, you're just assuming that they're doing their job, but they might not be. Clogged and damaged gutters are one of the leading causes of foundation issues in homes, and they can cause all sorts of other problems. But the worst part is, if you submit a homeowner's insurance claim in order to cover those damages and they rule it as neglect by you, they may not cover that, costing you thousands of dollars out of pocket. Well, I've been a homeowner since 2003 and I've encountered a ton of gutter issues. And there is a 4-step process that I will share with you today that will help you check them periodically to help prevent those issues from happening. You are going to need a solid, stable ladder in order to get this job done. Now, I can't skip ladder safety, it's way too important. And many years ago, I actually fell because I violated 3 different laws or rules of ladder safety. Now, I'm actually gonna look to see if I can find an OSHA ladder safety video that I'll link in the description below. Please check that out to get properly trained on ladder safety. And if you are not comfortable at any point in time, please just ask someone else to help you or hire a professional to come do this for you. But at a very high level, you never want to use your ladder unless you are on level, stable, dry ground. Do not do this in wet weather like I did. Do not lean it at weird angles up against your house if you're using an extension ladder, and try to have a spotter with you at all times, especially if you have an extension ladder. Now, if you're using it as a step ladder, it's a little bit easier to operate yourself, but even still, you don't want to reach too far to one side or to the other. Move your ladder along with you as you are doing the work so that you are keeping yourself as stable as possible. Please do not hurt yourself on a ladder. The first step is going to be to clear the debris out of your gutters. Now, you'll notice I actually have gutter guards, and even with the gutter guards, all of this crap, junk, accumulates at the top of the gutter. You have to get this off because the top of your gutter guard will get clogged and the water will run straight off and down off the side of your house, which is defeating the purpose of having gutters in the first place. Now, if you do not have gutter guards, you will have to get down inside of your gutter in order to clean it out. Now, I've seen a bunch of gimmicky tools on the market. Honestly, I think it's a waste of your money. The best tool you're gonna have to clear your gutter out is going to be at the end of your arm. Just put a glove on it because it can get nasty, and this stuff stinks sometimes, so just be prepared for that. Once you've cleared all of the debris out of your gutters, step 2 is to grab your garden hose and flush them. Now, at the time of this recording, we're right at the end of our winter and it's still too cold for me to connect our hose, so I will do this once it gets a little bit more warm here. But you want to run it from the far end, furthest away from your downspout, and make sure that the water makes it all the way through the gutter, down through the downspout. And a couple things to watch out for. You want to see if you have any leaks in your gutters at any of the seams, the corners, or any of the bends and the elbows, specifically around the downspouts. You also want to see if it's pulling inside the gutter. And if that's the case, that means that your gutters, which should be at about, I think it's like a 1/4 inch incline every 10 feet from the far end all the way down to the downspout itself, it may be actually level or moving in the wrong direction and needs to be corrected. So that is something that you want to stop, because pulling water in your gutters can cause damage, but can also cause breeding for mosquitoes and other things when the weather gets warm. As you're flushing your gutter, if you notice that it is not running out of the downspout at the far end appropriately, this is where step 3 is going to come into play, because you will need to unclog any clogs that you have in your downspout. To do that, you'll just want to remove one of the elbows that is clogged. Most times I've found that it is this guy that's clogged when I've had gutters that don't have gutter guards built into them. Sometimes it's been in like that secondary elbow up towards the top. Very rarely have I found it at the bottom, but I have before. You'll just want to remove those elbows. They're held in place by these small threaded hex screws. I've always used a pair of pliers for whatever reason. If you have a better tool to remove them, please share that in the comments below. But remove that, pull that elbow out and inspect it. Now, if it's full of stuff, push it out and put it back in place and just put those screws back where they were. Just make sure you line up your holes appropriately. If you don't find any clogs, just work your way down the downspout until you do. Your final step number 4 is going to be doing a visual inspection of the gutters around your home. Do you notice any sagging sections in them where maybe the water could pool? Do you see any visible holes or rust or cracks where water is coming out of them? Do you have any loose or missing fasteners? Are you noticing that the downspout position doesn't look right, or maybe it's pulling away from the house? You want to check all of those anchor points for your downspouts right along the side or the corner of your house. You'll want to just walk along and check each. And if you start to see watermarks on the exterior or maybe on the siding next to it that looks like maybe water was going in that direction, more than likely you have a problem. And if you can't figure it out, I always recommend observing it during a heavy rainstorm so you can see exactly how the water is getting out of the gutter, if it's coming out of the gutter or from somewhere else. Just use your best judgment as you do these inspections, and where you find issues, you want to correct them. Seal those cracks, seal those holes, re-anchor those downspouts. If you have a sagging section, you'll just want to double check the anchor for that. If you have a failed gutter, get some gutter people out in order to replace it. So with all that said, how often should you be following this process? Well, at least 2 times per year. Once at the beginning of the spring before you get into your heavy rainy season, you need the gutters to be clear to handle the extra volume of water. And 2 at the end of the fall before you get into the colder months. You need them nice and clear because freezing will happen when it gets colder, and you do not want ice damming to occur. And that basically pushes ice and water up underneath your shingles and can cause many other problems with wood rot, etc. But there are other variables at play here. If you live in an area where it's heavily wooded, where you have a ton of trees, we have a decent amount here. Maybe you've got extra leaves, pine needles that are going to fly onto the top of your house and then wash down into your gutters. You will want to do it more often. Also, if you have a major storm that comes through, I always recommend doing it after those major storms because that tends to stir up a lot of stuff into the air that you might not see when it's raining, and you'll find it in your gutters or at the top of your gutter guards. But your gutters aren't the only thing you need to clean in your home. Your dryer vent needs to be cleaned as well. And if you're not doing that, you definitely need to click or tap on this video. And until the next time, keep doing it yourself.